Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Peter, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos, doggone it. My name is John Boyd. It is John Boy time. I am your host, John Francis Fahey. Joining me, as ever, is John Wilkes Booth. Aaron Joseph Peter.
That's me, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't make that one up.
Take credit for it, man.
No. It's Thomas Nowak.
Thomas Nowak? Did he write the Never Not Manifesto?
Yeah.
No, I did.
Yeah, I could tell.
Under a pseudonym.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of energy lately, I can tell.
Yeah. It's all pent up, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. My left.
My right, your left, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Left.
Handsome Matt Brousseau.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Had some fun acting this week, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
It was fun.
Yeah. They won't know about this till next week, but yeah.
Oh, when it's all over, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it then.
Well, I could go.
You could go. You
can still go.
This weekend?
You could go and you can come.
Yeah.
If I'm going, I'm coming.
6 o'clock Thursday, 2 o'clock Saturday.
6 o'clock Thursday?
2 o'clock Saturday.
As in,
I forgot about 2 o'clock.
yeah, we got the matinee, which is, that's where they put the,
That's a sweet spot.
or is it? That's the show where they go, you know it's good to see.
I can make the matinee.
Yeah.
Then our rap party is like 7 hours of drinking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We have to close the bars down after that.
Yeah, DJ Khaled's going to be there. All kinds of macaroni and cheeses.
Yeah.
It's a rap party.
Yeah.
That's Saturday at 2 is I could probably get there.
Okay.
Think you can swing that?
I think I can swing by.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
All right, we'll
I
come
know,
by.
I know you can do that. Yeah, I can come by too.
Is it funny?
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
It's funny.
Guy like you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm easy to fucking police.
It's about the JFK assassination, which I know.
Hilarious.
I know you love.
I know
that.
you like
See?
that.
I do.
I do a bit of an Orson voice when I'm doing my Tesla
yes, he
voice.
does his...
Tesla?
I'm Nikolai Tesla in one.
Not Nikolai Tesura.
No, same guy. But I don't do that whole.
You know he was like from fucking...
He made it like 3 minutes before doing an accent.
Yeah,
You notice that?
yeah. Asian one, of course.
Yeah.
It's a band name.
Oh, no, it's a guy from Star Wars.
You told me the name of the band, Nikolai Tesura, or a cult.
Oh yeah, no, the cult. Oh, they were into that society.
Yeah.
A band. You don't even know what the fuck you're
What's
talking
a band but a cult?
Yeah, well, I mean...
That has
and there
some
is a band
skill.
called Cults.
And Culture Club. I was saying Nikolai Tesura in deference to the information you dropped on me a number of years ago.
about. Yeah.
It's your fault.
Plus,
Thank you.
plus racism.
Yeah, it is fun to say. I'll give you that. I'll give
So
you
you
that.
do an Orson Welles voice for noted Eastern European.
Yes, it's Wellesian.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a monologue.
It's just like I'm supposed to be, some kind of like interdimensional time traveler guy. I got these time.
He learned proper English through all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Kane.
Also, I'm with 2 flies, and the flies know English too, which is weird, but they're kind of dumb.
Like houseflies.
Yeah.
Did he domesticate them or something like
They're
that?
the time flies. That's the whole.
Hey. Were they having fun?
Yeah, they seem to be having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hanging with me. So.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. You said you got a small thing up top.
Yeah, very small thing up top. We of course we like headlines. We like a clever headline.
Oh, sure we do.
Lines.
Guys like us.
Yeah.
I like the head before the lines. Just because.
Oh yeah, you can
Oh, I see what you're saying.
get a little softy.
Get
Get it out of the way. Then it'll pick me up, right? Yeah. So in Texas at Stephen F. Austin University, the assistant bowling coach slept with one of the women on the team,
Oh boy.
and his wife was the head bowling coach.
Oh shit.
And this team had won 2 national championships and finished twice in the last 7 years or something. They're a really great
If it ain't
program.
broke, don't fix it.
Really great program. And the guy himself, he said, when they asked about it in the newspaper, he said, I knew it was kind of a no-no, but there's not a rule saying it can't happen.
Yeah. In the rules of bowling, I don't think there are any rules that say you can't.
Yeah. In marriage, though, there would be.
Yeah. And also in a college setting, the power dynamics there
Sure.
What is it, like this with a bowling ball?
Yeah, you're pretty good.
Right?
Thumb and two mids.
Yeah. So he probably was
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
working on his form. Here, let me show you how you do it.
And
He's Texas, though. Let me show you how to do it, sweetheart. He's doing it like that.
Yeah.
He might have transferred from Bowling Green or something like that. I don't know.
No, he was a stay-at-home father while his wife was coaching, and then she
Brought him on.
yeah.
And
that
she
was-
knew from experience.
that was
this
one of the-
guy's got the fingers and the spins and the gutter.
He said it was all the stay-at-home dad that all that and being the assistant that kind of made him kind of wanna.
He felt powerful.
Yeah.
First time in his life.
Yeah. He went on to say, there's not a law saying I'm going to jail for doing something like this. There's nothing in stone. I guess it's just an ethics code, like we frown upon it, but there's no rule. There's no law broken.
He's really talking his way out of this one.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just go back home and be a stay-at-home dad.
No, he won't. His wife divorced him.
Well, he's going to be staying at home
And-
as a dad.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. You stay at home, Dad.
And he was caught when his wife saw one of the text messages, and this guy decided, for some reason, he felt like he had to tell the newspaper this. He said, it didn't have anything in detail. It was just about how amazing I am, basically, in general perspective.
Oh.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm a pretty good guy. You know, I'm taking care of 2 women.
Good guy.
Bunch of
Good
kids.
Solid guy.
Bunch of kids, 2 women. I mean,
Hey, I tell you what, I got a wife at home, but I sure could pick up a spare.
I heard it's... So the headline for the Lufkin Daily News was, spare relationship causes awkward split.
That's a very good headline.
That's fucking good.
almost as good as nuts, bolts.
Nut, bolts, and screws.
Or headless body and topless bar, which is that one actually ran.
Oh,
That's the
With his head
full
cut
class
off?
thing. Yeah, it was about this a man got decapitated at a strip club. And so the New York Post headline
free
was,
bottomless mimosas.
God.
Mimosas.
Man,
Bottomless
Moses.
momos.
Mimosa. Jason Mimosa.
So read it again one more time. I like that.
Spare relationship causes awkward split.
That'll do it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
That'll
that's good
do it.
stuff.
Now he's left in the gutter.
And they barely had to write the article because it's just the guy rambling like a fucking idiot.
God, those guys
Yeah.
are just diary of the mouth.
I saw a girl on a dating app
Sick. dude.
today
Sick.
that said she was looking for at least 2 primary partners.
Okay.
I was like, I don't think you know primary.
Yeah. You need a primary. And
At
secondary.
least 2?
There can only be one.
Well, no, maybe you.
It's a Highlander situation.
Yeah.
You go out together. You're all. It's a throuple.
Yeah, but one is primary.
No.
Primary. It's a primary number.
I mean, maybe I don't know all about this polyamory.
She believes in equality.
I think you know about polyamory, dude.
I do.
Yeah, what's she up to?
Nothing, Marcella.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to the headlines, gentlemen, shall we?
Oh, okay.
So we have a situation ongoing with this submarine vessel.
Controlled by an Xbox controller.
Did you see that?
To be fair, I mean,
Okay, hold on.
Logitech.
Let's start at the beginning because we don't know when people are listening to this. Let's start at the beginning. Okay?
well, by the time they're listening to this, we know. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
The USS Maine.
No. It doesn't mean everybody's going to listen like in a week. Like I'm
Right.
saying, if it's an old story.
Right.
So what happened was, if you're listening far in the future,
Oh, I see what you're
Some
saying.
ultra rich people.
so a couple, and there's a Titanic expert who's been there 34 times.
Yes.
It hasn't learned a single lesson from it.
And there is a UK billionaire, and there is a father and son. The
Yes.
son is 19, and they are millionaires from Pakistan, I believe.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Are they like millionaires of American dollars, or like the millionaire of dinars, or whatever they are?
Of American dollars.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Okay. You started rolling your eyes as soon as I said Pakistan like a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
2 seconds after the fucking Tesura thing.
But it's funny.
Okay.
You laughed.
Because you're fucking insane.
You're a party too. Accessory.
Okay.
You guys are fucking primary on this.
Yeah, we're two primary racist partners.
Two fucking primates.
That's what she wants.
And the CEO of
Primates.
the CEO of the OceanGate company, which did fire a guy for raising alarm bells about the safety of it.
He said that the glass, I believe the glass or part of the shell,
The port, the port
porthole
glass.
was not strong, thick enough to go down as far as the Titanic is sunk. I think it was rated for half that. And the Titanic is like, I don't know, 2 miles down or something like that.
It's
straight down.
if that port doesn't work, they all die pretty much immediately.
Which it seems like that's when they lost contact, when they were not all the way yet down.
That would be an issue.
Which seems like it is an implosion event, which again, also this is live while we're happening.
So we don't know. They also could be just lost on the surface.
Yeah.
And they could have had a power outage. And the thing can't open from the inside.
That's always helpful when you can't get out.
Well, you don't want some fucking Pakistani millionaire being like, "Oh, we're all going to die now," and opens it up for
Another voice. Do another voice.
You don't want some suicidal maniac open it when you're right on.
But
the
where's
fucking
he from?
He's
UK.
He's a suicidal maniac.
You take a guess what country?
Dude. What the fuck are you doing? You're fucking out of your mind.
A lot of UK suicide bombers.
Speechless.
Good.
Yeah. This is a chunk to cut.
I'm learning a lot from Bert Kreischer lately.
Don't. Just don't.
He isn't.
Don't. So they're on board this thing called the Titan, which, by the way,
Bad name for a thing to go down to.
the Titanic,
Yeah.
which
It's
was
Titanish.
well. Also, there was a book called The Titan 2 years before the Titanic.
About an unsinkable ship.
Same amount of casualties, all that stuff. It was very prophetic. Like somebody had a dream, got up and wrote it, and then like all of that shit basically happened. Unsinkable ship, blah blah blah. But this guy, he was like, you know, the CEO of this OceanGate company. By the way, OceanGate, scandal ridden. You know what I mean? Turns out.
Really?
I'm saying
they had their own gate.
They put gate in the name.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
like
like
not
Watergate.
It's not just a Watergate, it's an ocean
I
gate.
mean, I can't believe there weren't more scandals with Stargate.
You're telling me, pal.
I mean, have you seen the movie?
there might be.
Have I seen? I write Stargate fan fiction. This kind of shit's my bag of chips, all right?
And so, yeah, they're really running this thing with a fucking controller, right?
An Xbox controller.
An Xbox controller. And
got deep hair.
Not unheard of. I mean, like, you know.
It's very intuitive, but I guarantee you that when James Cameron went down there,
Yes.
he used something a little more
yeah,
It's robust.
And they actually
Joystick.
have private submarines people can use that are like professional. Not,
yes.
carbon
Apparently,
carbon
some
fiber.
couple got married on the deck of the Titanic.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So they went down in a real submarine.
Yes.
Put on those diving bell helmets from BioShock or whatever,
Yeah.
and got married on the deck, which is in.
Well, they couldn't have. Yeah, I mean, the decompression there, they would have had to stay at the submarine, but
Oh,
yeah,
smart.
yeah, or the compression, I guess. I do like the
Decompression's
idea.
in the way.
Yeah, I do like the idea of getting married in a graveyard. I think that's really
It's very
cool.
romantic, yeah.
Funny thing, you should mention that. I think I just have a quick photo on my phone of a something. If that's all right, I don't have to show it to you. You can just read it to you. But you brought up something very macabre, and I believe
What race was that?
It's just idiot speak.
I think it was about Mary Shelley. Have you heard about this about Mary Shelley? I think she lost her virginity on
Frankenstein's table.
her mother's grave.
Oh, God.
She at least she fucked on it. I don't know if she lost her virginity there, but she fucked on
You're
it.
familiar with this?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, but she then the woman,
Good Irish gal.
the woman whose man she slept with,
Oh, God.
died 3 days later.
Whoa.
And then Percy Shelley would
sex
go
must
on
have
to
been
commit
something
suicide, I believe.
No, Percy Shelley drowned.
Okay, but he knew he didn't know how to swim.
Yeah, but he was in a boat.
Like these fellas in the submarine.
He was a romantic.
I'll find
he was
out
too
the
busy being
details
romantic to
So-
swim.
These guys, they lose contact.
MacGruber had sex on a grave too.
That's
That's
true.
true. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
We're making it interesting. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. So also, this guy fucking Hamish's kid is at a Blink-182 concert
While
tweeting.
he's alive, waiting to hear about his family.
Yeah, and he's tweeting. He's saying like, he's tweeting at Blink-182 at the individual members, saying like, "Hey, I'm going to be at the show tonight, even though my dad's missing. You know, my family would want me to be here because music helps me deal with emotions or something like that."
Yeah.
And then
So he's telling the world about it.
and then he's going like, also like,
Can I get
Do you guys
backstage?
play Anima of the State? In its entirety?
he's kind of like being like, "Yo, fucking," keeps tweeting at them, and then it's like him, like pictures of him at the show, and and then fucking Cardi B gets a hold of it, right? Cardi B makes a video where she's got one of those filters where it's like a flayed man, like a skinless man holding her, and she's using that filter and being like, she's like, "I don't understand why, this guy's out at a Blink-182 show and like, he's like, what should I be home just sad?" It's like, yes, you should be home and sad. And it's like, okay, well, Cardi, like, what are you doing with this filter, first of all? You look fucking completely everybody looks out of their mind in this whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's completely out of control.
Why is the flayed man holding?
Why is the flayed man holding you? There's one where like Shrek is holding you, like all that dumb shit. It's the whole story is the most late stage capitalist thing you've ever seen in your life. Then also, while the dude is, worried sick about his old man, stepfather,
And missing the chorus and everything.
he also retweets a fucking OnlyFans model that says, "Can I sit on you?" And he tweets back, he tweets back, "Yes, please." Have you seen any of this?
I've not seen.
this-
All I knew was at the Blink-182 concert.
I didn't even know that, but I saw Eve 6 tweeting about something about it today, so now that all makes sense.
Yeah, this fucking guy, dude.
Eve 6 went to my high school.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Nice.
Really cool.
So,
Was he a chill dude?
Well, he put his tender heart in a blender. I don't know if he survived. Ooh, what's her name? Zoom, 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 zoom. Like a Mazda. Zoom, zoom.
Perfexia.
Sounds like something you catch from her.
And he's, of course, Audio Guy 182.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
So he really likes Blink-182, huh?
he really, really does.
Wow.
Meanwhile, as we're recording this, these guys supposedly have 7 hours of oxygen left.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to know by tomorrow what's going on, I guess.
Or we won't. Or we'll never know.
I mean, they couldn't even find a fucking jumbo jet. It's like, you know what I mean? How are you going to find this fucking tiny thing?
Yeah.
It's insanely small.
And
It's smaller than the studio.
Yeah.
they can't actually they don't have that far into the water. The GPS doesn't work, so they actually don't have any control understanding of their directions in it. So they have to keep in contact with the ship above them in order to get to the Titanic.
Right.
And so once they lost contact, even the people in the sub
Don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think they're in space.
Yeah.
So dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Don't
Don't
go down in the ocean.
No.
Don't.
Unless you are in a nuclear-powered submarine built by the U.S. Navy.
Yeah.
And this guy, this CEO or whatever, like, he's, he's pretty much winging it, with like the construction of this thing too.
Yeah.
And also, like, I think they paid $250,000 each, which is like to me not enough.
It's not enough.
And they have so much money, all those people on board this thing.
Are you saying that the $250,000 each was the cost of the build?
Yeah. No,
the cost of
ticket to ride.
Ticket to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I read the story in the Guardian about it, and like there were people who had saved up like their life savings to do this.
Go watch the fucking movie and the documentary. You'll get it.
I
The one guy going 34 times, I'm like, what are you doing? Can you imagine his wife? Again? What?
I heard there's a diamond down there.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the video of it. What are you gonna? What else?
Yeah, you could put on your Oculus or
Yeah,
now
fucking
your Apple
IMAX movie. Like,
Put
remember that?
Apple headphone, Apple Oculus, that's probably pretty good. Mm-hmm. You don't need to go down there. You know, they built...
And then when they're down there, they're watching it on like a tiny screen inside the thing. Like, there's not windows.
No,
there's one.
There's one.
Probably
There's
open
one.
now.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
And they all have to like
rebuilt-
piss and shit in a bag.
Yeah, and huff it.
Yeah.
That's probably going to prolong them.
That's going to keep them going.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think at one of these fucking places here in LA, they've rebuilt like a large part of the Titanic ballroom.
Oh.
Like-
Do they use it as the set?
I think they destroyed the set.
Yeah. They did flood it.
Yeah,
They
did.
definitely sank the ship from the movie.
No,
okay.
I'm talking about it. The
We should go visit that.
Yeah.
well, they did. I guess they sank 2 ships for the movie. We're talking about the one John talked about back in the 40s.
Oh, fuck, God.
No, but there's like a walk-through Titanic exhibit.
Oh, okay.
And everything is built, the way it was.
Sure.
You just go do that.
Here's a world-class ocean liner.
I can't imagine bringing your son, especially. Your 19-year-old son?
Dude,
That is fucking unconscionable.
dude, my dad never took me to Disneyland.
All right. I mean,
You know what? And
there's like a
that's,
span between
and
this.
that's why he's a good father.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have appreciated it.
No.
19-year-old, this kid wasn't alive when the movie Titanic came out.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Probably why he wants to go.
Yeah. He doesn't know anything about it.
It's infuriating. Pretty much everybody down there deserves what they get.
I mean, listen, I know they're millionaires and all that.
Spend the money into making the... What happened to private enterprise? Like,
What are you talking about? That is private enterprise.
Yeah.
better private enterprise.
That's not how that works.
No.
Yeah, well, actually, that is how capitalism works, is that you improve on the mistakes of previous enterprises.
No, people do cheap shit all the time, and then
Yeah.
it fucking goes haywire.
Yeah.
I know, but you gotta learn.
I don't think we have. Bernie Madoff was doing a fucking Ponzi scheme. That was a fucking scheme a century old.
It worked pretty good, though. It worked longer than these guys been out of the ocean.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to talk about, fellas, is the Confederate sub and its inventor.
Oh, very good.
I just saw a picture of this guy.
Of McClintock?
Yeah, and the sub.
Yeah.
Because it must have been some like a gallery of.
Yeah.
You know what it was? Oh,
Tell me what it was. Tell me what it was.
I won't say because I don't want to spoil the ending for Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Is this one of those Civil War reenactors who likes to get whipped
Yeah.
by the northern side? He's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Confederate sub.
Yeah, he likes it when they call him daddy.
What are you talking about?
He's a Confederate sub.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, let me have it.
All right. Good. Fucking asshole.
He probably likes that.
1829. James R. McClintock is born likely in Ohio. So this guy, I think he spent formative years in Louisiana.
Who hasn't?
But he also mostly grew up in Cincinnati. So he was also a bit of a trader, turns out. But he left home at a very early age, and it was probably nobody knows why. It's probably the usual abuse and
Or
negligence.
Or
Being born in Ohio.
yeah.
family goes, you got to take care of yourself. We can't take care of you, sort of thing.
Sell him off.
Yeah.
And he gets on a Mississippi riverboat.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, with
of
the
course.
paddles in the back.
Yeah, and
I love those.
and all those crazy characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. Card players, hookers,
Just regular guys.
good guys, good girls.
And he becomes what he alleges to be the youngest steamboat captain on the river. And
Mississippi River.
yeah, I mean, well, he would, the Ohio, all that shit. He was one of these river guys. We kind of forget about that whole society now.
Yeah.
It was a huge thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until
No, Mark
the train.
Twain.
Yeah.
That's where
And-
Mark Twain's name comes from.
I've always believed that, but then I also heard there is another reason for the name Mark Twain. He was Samuel Clemens, was what he was
That's his
born.
real name, yes.
And then he would mark the twine to know the depth of the river, right? Like that's the marking of the twine.
Yeah.
But then I you can fact check me on this. Then I heard that was it's actually there's another reason for the name Mark Twain.
Well, he did work on a steamboat.
He did.
And he wrote
so did
very good short story about
that
it.
Tiny Mickey Mouse character. So he went by Willie back.
That's right.
He did change his name too.
I thought McClelland was that his name? McClelland?
Samuel Clemens.
Clemens, sorry.
Yes.
McClelland is the fucking
Yeah, he's the shitty general.
yes. Clemens, he was also like he was like a failed businessman too. So I was wondering if Mark Twain was like escaping that rep, you know?
Well, he would be. I mean, he was a successful newspaper reporter.
Yeah.
Out west.
So yeah, he was running these ships when he was very, very young, and he started to show aptitude for designing things and he engineering, and he was an inventor, you know. And so then the Civil War breaks out in 1861.
Just out of nowhere. What a wacky time.
I mean, who would have thought?
No, just.
And he's in when that breaks out, he's in New Orleans, and he's hanging out with this guy Baxter Watson.
Oh, nice. That sounds like a New Orleans character.
And they are designing a machine to manufacture the musket balls.
Oh, okay.
You know, the bullets. Mm-hmm. And they're being used by both sides of the war.
Good time to start getting into
notoriously accurate.
Yes.
Yeah. But just like, let you know, like this whole like riverboat era of his upbringing and young adulthood, it really kind of shapes his character, because it's just like, it's a fucking rogues gallery, and everybody's out for themselves. So he's just going to carry it in that way. You know what I mean? There is no loyalty to anything but the dollar.
Right.
And that's kind of where he's coming from.
And the Mississippi is basically that's the West, right? That's kind of like the dividing line.
Yeah.
So you get all the people who are kind of like Alaska. You don't ask why they're there.
Yeah.
So the people out there in Mississippi.
And you see you see the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the New Orleans Bee had reported that Watson and McClintock claimed the machine would only cost $2,000 or $3,000 to make, and it could turn out 1,000 bullets per hour when hand cranked, or with steam power, 8,000 to 10,000 balls per hour.
And this is just to make the balls.
Yes, if they worked a day and night, they could turn out over 1 million every week.
Jesus Christ!
Was the machine called the Ballbuster?
No. And so it never went anywhere, but investors had a look. And so in the summer, this Southern Reverend is like going out. He's like, we need a submarine. We got to have a submarine for the wall. And people go, all right.
Good idea.
Well, yeah, and the submarine had been around theoretically for centuries.
Yeah, I think maybe Da Vinci had a sketch or two of one.
It would make sense.
Well, he had a helicopter, so why not go under?
He had a flying machine.
Yeah, a flying machine.
And he.
I mean, like
that too.
he had like a glider.
So the Reverend was actually going at Southern businessmen, and he was going, and then he printed it in the papers too. He was like, we got to do something, because Lincoln had started the blockade around the South.
Ah, right.
And so you're fucked. Nothing going in, nothing coming out, no commerce.
And selling the cotton to England was that's where all the fucking money was.
Yeah, it was pivotal, right?
Sorry.
So,
Go back to wool.
So this guy, Horace Lawson Hunley, who was a Louisiana state legislature and a lawyer in New Orleans, he
A Southern lawyer?
yeah.
Counselor?
Now, Your Honor,
Little gator.
now the Union, would already have made the USS Alligator.
The USS Gator?
Yeah,
They made a gator?
they did.
Was it a little gator?
It was. It would never be operational in combat.
Well, that's cool to have, at
That's
least.
what they said about the Death Star, too. Second Death Star, I mean.
But so Hunley hooks up with McClintock and Watson in building this submarine they call the Pioneer. The Union forces capture New Orleans in '62, and they gotta sink the fucking thing in Lake Pontchartrain. Lake Pontchartrain?
Lake Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it would be
It's
more.
it's a famous song. I imagine it's the same one.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
On the shores of Lake Pontchartrain.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So then
Or the song.
the three later in '62, they developed the Pioneer 2, also known as the American Diver, and they moved to Mobile, Alabama. And they're ready to fucking get it cranking, and they literally have to crank it.
Yeah.
For the propeller.
It's
to go.
man-powered.
It's man-powered, and you got to get a bunch of guys in there to move that fucking shit.
Just like with me.
And I imagine you can't really do steam power because it's probably made of...
That's the kind of thing they would talk to investors, but when it came down to it,
It was probably too dangerous.
didn't have it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where's that steam going?
Yeah. Bubbles.
Yeah.
That gives you your position.
yeah.
There's a lot of bubbles over there.
The fuck?
Fucking sub is farting its way over here. To fucking bomb the fucking thing.
I smell it coming a mile away.
So they tow. Oh no, sorry. Excuse me. They said it was too slow. They had 4 men cranking, 1 guy steering.
Yeah. Slow.
Yeah. And so they take it to Fort Morgan, and they try to attack the Union blockade of Mobile, and the chop was too heavy. Heavy chop.
Wait. So how do they attack in this thing?
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing too, is that
Knives.
Yeah.
yeah, the torpedoes
Okay.
which are really bombs on sticks.
Yeah.
Essentially, like
okay.
there was no
They just-
shooting
they're just-
torpedoes.
Like javelin throw them?
It was like the javelin is attached to your sub, and then you go.
You ramming.
Yeah,
Oh, you ram it with a bomb.
They basically made a wooden narwhal.
right.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
Well, the
yeah.
sub is iron, right?
Okay, good.
And
that
then they
floats.
And then sometimes there's a thing where like the pipe comes out of the sub, and then there's like a fuse inside, and it goes all the way to the end.
So you light the fuse on the
Yeah.
firework.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just impact based.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always want to be connected to the thing that's blowing up.
So they had a thing where the current was too strong, and they sunk the diver, and the crew were able to get out. And Hunley puts together the more money for a third submarine. I think he ended up investing something like fucking $30,000.
This is the Monty Python Castle in the Swamp sketch from...
Yeah,
And so we built all of that.
It was a third cat.
but also at the
That shut
time
down as well.
At the time,
Burn
the
down, fellow.
Confederacy, their way of dealing with the blockade was just to go 50 grand anybody who takes out one of those ships.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
sure.
So that's kind of what McClintock is going after, because that's like in today's money, like probably $500,000 or something stupid.
A submarine buddy, baby.
And so, Hunley's able to come along and throw out this money, but luckily, I mean, McClintock actually does have some design moves. He's able to, make this thing so far pretty fucking functioning.
Well, I mean, to make that musket ball machine, if it really was functional...
No, that never fucking happened. But
Oh, they didn't actually make it. He just had designs for it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the third submarine was a third of Hunley's money, and these two guys named Dunn and Bremen was another third, and the third was from E.C. Singer, who the sewing machine,
Oh, okay.
Smart.
yeah.
Oh, he's a racist. Okay.
And so
They all were.
Singer says we're gonna call this the H.L. Hunley, right? And
Holy.
so in 1863, late July
Of 1863.
63, they put it on display for the Buchanan, I believe, was the general from the Confederacy, and they sank an old barge, right?
They said, check this out.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool. So they showed it working.
they did,
Oh, all right.
It was the Elder barge.
and they now got it up to a crew of 8 doing the cranking.
Oh, yeah.
And
double power.
a 90-pound gunpowder charge, right? That's, like I said, extended away from, and
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
It's
40
just
feet of
insane.
hammered iron. I think there was only 4 feet of height.
So
you're
squatting.
you're squatting
and
down.
Oh, God, this is fucking miserable.
Oh, absolutely.
It still sounds a lot better than these people out there looking for the Titanic.
Yeah, I mean, 40 feet. I think these guys only had like 20 or 30 or something like that.
No, 4 feet of height.
No, but it was 40 feet
Was it
long.
40 feet long?
This was 40 feet. Yeah,
That's big.
Yeah.
yeah. And so the first crew of this thing had 5 guys die when they they still had the hatches open, and the wake of a nearby ship just like dumped. So like
Brilliant.
4 guys got out, and the rest fucking just drowned.
Oh my God.
Nightmare.
How were they breathing? Did they have like a little hole for air? I mean, like.
I know that the USS Alligator actually had like a air purification system. I don't know if this did.
Interesting.
Yes, very. Yeah. No, it was.
Probably just some
HEPA
guy.
filter.
Yeah, the USS Alligator is like. Don't forget, like you've got 3/4 of the population.
Yeah.
All of the wealth and most of the business minds. So the shit up there is going to be better.
Right.
Even though that boat never was used in
Right.
war. It just sank and then they fucking left it.
Yeah, I mean, with the Merrimack and the Monitor, those are the 2 ironclads they built, and the Union one looked cooler.
Yeah.
which is important.
Yeah.
And there was even some Revolutionary War thing that they called the Turtle that Washington was very intrigued by.
Always a good name for a fighting,
An
a fighting
amphibious
ship.
creature with a hardback shell and a couple of nunchucks.
Yeah, it lives forever.
So
Couple of nunchucks.
So they've lost half the crew. They throw together a new crew, right? And so Hunley is gonna command this new exercise, and they all die, including Hunley.
I can only imagine what
Just on an exercise.
Just on an exercise.
and they fell off a great height, you say. Oh, no, they drowned.
yeah. Well, I think it was like a thing too where they were they were trying to get out. They couldn't get out from the inside. They couldn't, there was like the things that can go wrong in here is
Everything.
yeah. Well, you have like if you're trying to raise up fast, you can like turn these screw heads
Ballast.
to drop the weights that are going to make you sink, and they'll make you rise faster. And don't forget, they don't need to go too deep back then, especially at night.
All right.
You just need to be like 6 feet down and you're fine. But yeah, all these other things, the ballasts and everything, they were all fucking up. And so they found these guys 3 weeks later.
Just someone pulled it up with a fishing line there.
And they
I
said,
got a big one.
and they said it was, quote, a spectacle, indescribably ghastly. The unfortunate men were contorted into all kinds of horrible attitudes.
This guy, there's one guy, he looks like he's bored.
He was so pissed.
Some clutching candles, evidently attempting to force open the manholes. Others lying in the bottom, tightly grappled together. And the blackened faces of all presented the expression of their despair and agony.
Yeah, that's not a good way to go.
So, by the way, so when the trio presented it, Watson, Hunley, and McClintock, they were going like, we want to sell the ship, like fuck, like us getting in and taking down a warship and getting 50 grand. Let's sell the ship to the Confederate Army.
Right.
But here's the thing: the Confederate Army has guns, so they just fucking took it and gave them nothing, right? And they said basically like, we'll pay you to work it to help so
Yeah.
It's the military does. They're like, I'm not fucking paying you.
That's honest now.
Also, the Confederate Army famous for being really rich.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah. No,
And
they
corrupt.
Were, yes. Well, they were definitely.
That's not sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. And so,
Like, we normally don't pay people to work, right?
Yeah.
yeah. We're famous for it. We're
actually
fighting for that.
So,
Yeah.
big aside.
Also, here's some paper money.
You can take
it's
that-
worthless.
Salary demand up above the Mason-Dixon
Yeah.
where they tolerate that kind of shit.
Yeah. The thing about this time, though, too, is that McClintock is one of those guys where, the notoriety is kind of paycheck enough, It's like you're a runaway kid, fucking make a name for yourself, And it's the order of the day is to be an important person, and be somebody known for doing something big.
Right.
And so he's still doing that. So now they've got a new crew, right?
So did anyone important die in that?
Hunley, the guy that financed
Hunley,
him, yeah.
Okay, right. I was trying to remember.
McClintock was the smart one by not getting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably just busy that day, you know.
No, he's fucking crafty, dude. He's crafty as fuck.
He was like, yeah, there's portholes.
I got to go to the bank.
Yeah, get more money for your funeral.
Yeah, and I think, Hunley probably had being named after him. Also, the fucking suing was fucking probably a genius being like, yeah, we'll name it after you.
Yeah.
I'm not getting in that fucking thing.
Yeah. Singer, you mean?
Singer, sorry.
Yeah. Not Jeff Suing.
No, not Jeff Suing. Good guy. Good guy.
Solid guy.
So the Housatonic.
That's the new one.
Is the Union ship that is blocking? No, because they dredge up the sub and they're using it again with the new crew.
Oh, great idea.
Yeah,
because they said the crew fucked up. It wasn't the sub.
No,
that's what they're saying.
And what was the name of the one you just mentioned?
The Housatonic.
Housatonic?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Like Housatonic.
Something like that.
Sounds like a good drink.
It sounds like.
Probably from New York.
I think they wrote Pump Up the Jam.
Yeah.
and moved it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Housatonic.
They were in Conch, weren't they?
They were. Were they Belgian?
Danish.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe we haven't brought them back in a while.
Are you saying that's a racist accent?
It's not Belgian.
I said Danish.
Oh,
and that is Norwegian, but yeah.
I don't even know if that's. We have a little bit of research to do on some of the more obscure.
We don't do research.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
So they're blockading Charleston, right? And
South Carolina, beautiful city in books.
And so 8:45 p.m. on February 17th, 1864.
Oh boy!
The officer of the deck, John Crosby, says. He saw something on the water, which looked to me like a porpoise coming to the surface to blow.
Oh, to blow.
But then it disappears.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. He probably submerged.
And then,
one of these orcas.
Then he sees it a moment later. It's too late.
I don't think he knows what a porpoise looks like.
The crew ran to the battle stations, and there was a huge explosion on the starboard side. The Housatonic sank in minutes, and 5 crewmen died.
Whoa.
Hey, so almost as many crewmen died on the other original.
They're even now.
Yeah.
No. Now we're up to 13.
Yeah, okay.
So they're still not breaking even.
Yeah. But the blockade, that's important for them.
That whole crew dies by their own explosion, by the way.
I was wondering. Okay, great.
So the bomb on a stick
blew up not only the target, but the submarine.
So when they found these guys, it was in the 2000s that they opened
up
the Hunley. And they found them all still in their cranking positions. Nobody climbing for manholes. Nobody with candles. Nobody going for hatches. It was just like they're saying
get the fuck out of here.
Just like the wave impact.
Oh, of the
explosion killed them all where they stood.
That's incredible.
Like fucking Pompeii.
Yeah, they all were stuck.
All jacking off.
And so there was
there's that one dead buddy.
There's that one cool guy jacking off. Yeah, and he's like, "What do you want from me?"
I'm cranking.
Crank what?
I'm doing my job. You doing yours? Or you taking pictures of me? Come on. Fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck that.
He's looking up like, did you hear something? Thought I heard something.
I'm about to blow.
It's a big one.
I'm about to break. So the Hunley is now lost to the ages, and that's shit. We're looking at about 24 people dead now that have died on this thing that McClintock designed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe this guy's a double agent, and this is like the most successful secret operation in Union history.
Well, he I don't think so, because that shortly after that the rebels lose the war, and then he's like, it's time to keep a low profile. And he
can't go any lower than the bottom.
McClintock.
Yeah,
They can't go any lower than the bottom of the bay.
Kind of goes into hiding. Well, he's fucking. I know. He's a land rat.
Yeah.
Does he invent anything else? The name, I mean, it's a
very common.
It's a
name.
common,
very common name. And as a matter of fact, while doing research for this, I found that there was a James McClintock in Scotland who was running money for the Taliban. And you were saying there was no Islamic jihadists in the UK, I believe, to Matt earlier.
He's about the dollars.
No.
There's plenty of jihadists in the UK. Believe me.
Yeah. But this is a white guy. He doesn't have the fucking nope. No, this is a white guy.
Yeah,
it's a guy named James McClintock. They call him the Tartan Taliban.
Yeah, there's a lot of those like young white girls that went down there too, back like in mid 2000s.
Having a jihad summer.
Jihad girl summer, baby.
Yeah. All right, listen. The Hunley is down. McClintock is in hiding. Aaron's saying very offensive things. We're gonna come right back in a few minutes, folks.
More offense to come.
And we're back.
We are.
Still here.
The boys.
Oh.
So, the thing was, this was, like I said, now a ship that had killed 20 some odd, couple dozen fellas.
Mostly Confederates.
Yeah. So yeah, when they did that, that opening of this, tomb, and then they did work on the bodies and stuff.
They worked the body,
and they were able to determine like how many were Europeans based on like diet and stuff. Like you can see when somebody eats more corn and shit. Right, and then, it's fucking crazy what they can do. It's amazing. But yeah, there was some fucking Danish guys, like,
weird.
What do you have in his stomach?
Theirs was more
Richard Gere's cum.
Theirs was
Danish.
It was like more of like a wheat diet, and the Americans they
corn.
More corn, yeah. Cum, Jesus Christ!
I said I was gonna make it Danish.
Well, I knew that, but I skipped past it.
Well, that's what the frosting is.
Yeah, Richard Gere's.
God.
Richard Gere's cum.
So he feels like his his reputation is kind of tarnished now, McClintock.
Oh, you think? You think so?
But not really. The success,
did kind of
successful attack is still a big deal.
Yeah,
and don't forget, like, they don't know that the submarine sank.
The Union doesn't know that.
But the war is over.
Yeah.
So now you have
there's a legend.
There's a specter.
Oh, okay.
So,
I see.
So there is a thing where you go like, weird times. Success is measured in weird ways. Yeah. So, but then the South loses the war, and he's like, I gotta chill out, and so he starts lying low, but he is like, he's working a dredge boat, right? And he's got some
shrimping
subnautical experience. So, no, he's dredging up like sunk boats on the rivers.
Okay.
And it's a successful thing. He's doing
half
that.
of them are his.
He gets married to a woman and fathers 3 daughters. And
cool.
And so yeah, he's doing okay,
And where is he now?
That's in Mobile Bay.
So he stays in Alabama.
Yeah, well, you don't want to go running up, fucking back to Ohio when you're the guy that, like word got out.
Word got out that he was the guy that made the thing.
Yeah, and he wanted it to be that way, but he bet on the wrong horse, right? So in the fall of '72, he travels to Canada and tries to sell them a sub, or designs for a sub, and they're pretty much like, yeah, no thanks. But they do note that they were, quote, strongly impressed with the intelligence of Mr. McClintock, his knowledge on all points, chemical and mechanical, connected with torpedoes and submarine vessels.
Fucking torpedoes.
They're pretty much all floating mines.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like some of the ideas were to tow with a rope a bomb,
and then
flip up on the other side, and then your rope comes up, and then the bomb comes in to the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
I saw Batman do that one time in something.
But that actually would have
Work.
saved them.
Yeah.
But the thing is that with a rope, you don't know what way it might come around and just hit you in the front, depending on the currents.
Right.
So you needed to have like a firm line was the idea away. But it like having a bomb 16 feet away from the fucking hull, that
Too close.
It ain't gonna work. You know.
It's hard to practice too.
Yeah.
The reverberations of the bomb. You can't just be like.
Yeah.
Ears are ringing.
But
and that iron hull is just
Yeah. But it was like, I guess that type of death, just like not being shrapnel, not piercing the vessel, but people still dying from it.
Just like
it's pure shockwave.
It's still kind of hard to understand, and it's still sort of debated.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
Death by concussive force is.
I know. But at least it was fast. Is the one saving.
I hope.
Thing. Yeah. Well, they didn't struggle, like I said.
Yeah,
they were still just cranking away, baby. So in '77, he established connections with this guy named George Holgate, right?
Oh, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Holgate.
Holgate.
Oh, Holgate. Oh, that makes no sense.
Yeah, like
you don't want that at all.
Oh.
No.
Another one of these debacles.
Another gate, yeah. And he is
Stargate's a whole gate.
He's very good, Aaron. You want to talk about Mark Twain or any fucking shit?
Well, we learned a little bit off mic.
Yeah. Glad you're dialed in. So George Holgate is originally born in Scotland.
Oh, okay.
And he is a freelance bomb maker in Philadelphia.
And he's from
Scotland.
Oh, what brought him to America? The access to bombs or
demand for
the
them.
demand? Yeah.
Well, the killing machine industry is definitely here for
Yes.
and so he
Freelance bomb.
he was known. He was quoted as saying, he says, "I no more ask a man whether he proposes to blow up a czar or set fire to a palace than a gunsmith asks his customers whether they're about to commit a murder."
Yeah, I know what they're for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Blowing shit up.
I'm making a pond in my yard.
He said he would sell armaments to anyone, whether it's Irish, Cuban, or Russian. And he said
That's it. End of list.
that means even those guys.
Yeah.
And he said he had a London paint shop where it was a front for a bomb making factory, but there's no real evidence to support this.
The bombs were beautifully adorned.
Oh my God, the explosions they made.
He painted them like globes.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
It's almost a tragedy to blow them up.
Oh my God, is this a hot air balloon? Oh no.
So this guy is pretty Batmanian, I think you would say.
Yeah.
Because he owns a
Cave.
a gun shop.
Batmanian villain?
Batmanian villain.
Got it.
Yeah. No, nobody's Batman, Matt. Come on.
What?
Don't ask.
He owns a gun shop in Oshkosh. Shout out to our buddy Oshkosh Josh.
Shout out to their overalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By gosh.
And he sold other things like, quote, a cheap hand grenade, a bomb concealed in a satchel
Cheap.
that had a fuse running through its keyhole,
Yeah, I got that.
a hat bomb comprised of dynamite pressed between two sheets of brass sewn into the crown with a fuse running around the rim.
What's the Mad Hatter and the Penguin?
Oh my God.
What the fuck are you gonna do with that?
Well, you're throwing.
You give it as a gift to somebody you don't like very much.
Hey, it looks cool, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It looks nutty.
It's probably heavy.
Top hat.
Heavy is the head that wears the bomb hat.
He also was he had like a watch called the Little Exterminator.
Ooh.
And that thing
That's cool.
you switch something and this little saw cuts through this thing until it unleashes this chemical that smells like cayenne pepper, and it kills anybody within 100 feet. Of course, including the watch wearer. The hot hat bomb, it's like they're all suicide machines. It's fucking amazing.
You can give it as a gift.
And then run away.
Well, if you want to kill yourself and a whole bunch of other people, you know.
Right, sure.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's your birthday. I got to run, but I got you this great watch. Here, put on.
Try it
I
out.
got to go. And then it's a watch, so it's got a timer.
Aaron, I mean, I don't know.
Good point, Aaron.
Someone wearing that kind of sounds like a suicide bomber.
Wow. Very good. Very
or
good,
an
Matt.
unlucky watch enthusiast.
You can
What about the hat? What about the hat? Come on.
You give the guy a hat.
And he lights his own fuse? You didn't think about that, huh?
I didn't.
This hat is hot.
I don't know. I think it's just. I think he's just crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I think he's just real
Well, I
crazy.
mean, a lot of people, they're working with hats. It's a big issue.
Yeah. The haberdashers. They go. They get a little nutty.
Or they become
The president, yeah.
That guy fucking.
And that guy dropped a big bomb.
Yeah, 2 of them.
So
You think he made it look like a hat? Oppenheimer in theaters this weekend.
Oh, great.
yeah. Laura Crawford, who helped me out with research for this episode.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Laura. She was saying, like this southern preacher was saying, build a submarine. Mm-hmm. She was also like, remember when the Pope told Oppenheimer to build a nuke?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Popes.
Popes.
What are you gonna do?
So he was also kept in touch with this guy named J.C. Wingard.
JC? What?
J.C.
There's a Marvel Comics character called Jason Wingard.
Okay.
Well, you were saying Batmanians.
All right. Yeah.
Come on, man.
So that was a guy. He was a New Orleans river pilot he met in Mobile during the war. But this guy was known in 1853 for being a healer and a spiritualist. And he would do automatic writing.
Oh, great.
Producing these.
We know these folks.
Preachers swore, allegedly, that they saw Wingard write with both hands at the same time, holding a pen in each hand, sentences in different languages, Arabic, Hebrew, Greek, Latin, French, none of which he knew.
Or he
Learned and lied.
or just knew enough to write.
Or they lied.
Yeah.
Or he knew that sentence. And
But
wrote
there
it.
are people who can, they can write with both hands.
Ambidextrous, sure.
I saw a video of a woman drawing with her toes. Each foot had a pencil, and each hand had a pencil.
Yeah, but she never learned to drive.
She shouldn't be anyway. She's too talented. She did full-on photorealistic portraits of like, I don't know, Angelina Jolie and all the famous celebrities. It's incredible. People can do crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. They can. So yeah, he the Civil War fucked up his good time spiritualism stuff, but he comes back into the public view in 1976 as the inventor of the death ray, which of course is still in use today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I mean, famously by Jewish people.
Mm-hmm. Well, they use that to control.
It's a space death ray, right?
Yeah. So this was powerful enough to annihilate enemy ships miles away.
Jesus Christ! Finally.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Well, 2 priests saw him use it.
He's got 2 public displays of the death ray where they don't work.
Yeah.
And people are pissed.
Yeah.
And the third one, he's like, all right, I'm not going to invite the public. But he goes like, I'm going to have a committee of gentlemen, I believe he called it.
Bribable folks.
Yeah, there's a few fellas there, basically.
Good guys.
And he's like, he goes out on some fucking skiff, and he's got a boat so far away, and he fires something at it. They're watching from the shore, and they see nothing, and then it's like a minute and a half later, ba-boom, right?
Light travels very slow.
Yeah.
Back then, especially.
And so he comes back, his hands are all burned up, right?
Well, it's a death ray.
Yeah. And then he's like, like, thing is, it's not fully submerged or whatever. The ship, So a couple of newsboys go out there, and he told them, he's like, don't go out there. He's like, there's science at play. You don't understand, And so they find that he's got a fucking fuse.
Yeah.
He had a fucking fuse that was like tightly pulled to the skiff.
Yeah.
And he just lit a fuse, and Nobody could see it because it was too low. And then it blew up this fucking thing. So he leaves New Orleans disgraced.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They're like, fuck you, you suck.
It's rubbish.
Yeah. And
Incredible scenes.
yeah, oh my God.
Man.
This is going to take a minute.
Well, yeah.
It's a death ray.
It's got to warm up.
So yeah, in 79, McClintock was living in New Albany at the southern tip of Indiana on the Ohio, and he was listed in occupation as a salesman. In early October of 79, him, Holgate, and Wingard appeared together in Boston.
Great.
And chartered the steamboat Edith and the sailboat Lance with 2 men as crew. And they're trying out a new form of torpedo, right? Like a new kind of
One you don't have to hold.
well.
Not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with it. It's not.
So he sailed the Lance to a spot off Point Shirley, East Boston Harbor, and Wingard is commanding the Edith, and he was towing an old hulk they were planning to use as a target for the submarine mine. And Holgate was seasick at first. At first, McClintock was seasick, and Holgate was giving him shit. And then, the water was kind of choppy, and then Holgate got seasick, and McClintock had kind of pulled it together. So McClintock took command of the Edith, carrying with him the torpedo mine, which is filled with 35 pounds of dynamite.
Oh my God.
So do you know what a pound of dynamite can do?
A lot.
A half a pound of dynamite, they say, can blow up a cubic yard of rock.
Oh my God. 33 pounds.
Half. So they've got something that can blow up 70 cubic yards, like a football field.
Solid rock.
Solid rock.
And it's on a stick 20 feet away from them.
Well, no, this is on a little skiff that he's just fucking got right next to him.
Okay, right.
No smoking.
So they rode off with this fucking thing. Him and his crewman Swain, this poor bastard, didn't know what he was getting into. And they're about a mile from the Lance and then 2 miles from the Edith when there was an ear-shattering explosion.
You don't say shatter more than ears, I bet.
Yeah. And Holgate was down, recovering. Wingard said his back was turned when it happened. And then they went around to see what happened, and they found only splinters. And they didn't see Swain or McClintock, and they just saw fucking splinters everywhere. And
Bone.
So Holgate and Wingard immediately book it back to the hotel where they're all staying and take all of McClintock's stuff and fucking hightail it out of town. Because they're not even supposed to be fucking around with this much explosives in Boston Harbor. These guys are such fucking scumbags.
They really are so good.
They just take his stuff and bail.
Look, he was never here. Is there any trace of him here?
He disappeared, man.
Nobody reported the incident to the police. They left Boston. Local authorities didn't care about what happened. There's no investigation, or even curiosity.
So good.
And so that's that, right? Except not really.
Is it?
And the thing is that McClintock turns up in Philadelphia at the consulate for the Crown. And he offers the services to Queen Victoria as secret agent against the Irish, who he is currently training in bomb making in Brooklyn.
He's training the Irish in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
God, this guy's a fucking scum.
And he opens like a fucking dynamite school in Brooklyn, and this is during the Fenian Rebellion in the late 1800s in Ireland. There was, but there's just one a generation, and this was the Fenian Rebellion. And so this guy named Rasa was he set up what he called a skirmishing fund which means, which is they want to take bombs to England and not do it on Irish soil. They want to fucking, put them over there, And so he's going to sell them. And so he walks into the consulate and he's like, I got this thing that you can carry in your pocket. That's like it would sink an ironclad boat. You know what I mean? Ones that are disguised as coal that you would throw in, and then it would blow up the engine, and just all these very smuggleable bombs. So he's like, listen, he's like, I will work as a double agent for you. And they're going, nah, man, fuck off. And he's going, he's like, all right, well, the Irish are already paying me so much anyway. I don't really care. And they're like, hold on. And so it goes up like the chain of command to the highest points of like the Secret Service of the British Secret Service. And they're like, yeah, put him on the payroll. And he wants what is the modern day equivalent of $5,000 a month. It was like $200 back then a month.
Good deal.
Which he's also getting from the Irish.
Right.
So it's he's getting a tidy little amount, right? And he's meeting with this guy Robert Clipperton, who's the British consul. And this is like 6 months into this whole thing. They're going. One disguised as a lump of coal, like I said, slipped into the bunkers of transatlantic steamship. So Rossa on the Irish side never gets his torpedoes. And the samples that McClintock is giving to the British are found to be fake. The contents of his cases are not dynamite, a worried official reported from London when the test results came in, but a powder made to resemble it of a very slightly explosive quality. And
he's cutting it.
Then McClintock disappears and nobody ever hears from him ever again.
I mean, how can you trust? If you can't trust a double agent, who can you trust?
So now here's the thing: is when we go back to the explosion in the harbor. There was a guy who was like hunting in the woods nearby there, who's the only reliable person, where he was just like, yeah, I did see a boat, like, near the explosion. Like, everybody heard the explosion, but he's like, but I saw a boat that was, not, he didn't say he saw anybody on it, but he's like, but I saw a boat. And don't forget, these guys are submarine guys. They might have a little getaway vehicle, And, he might have, wanted to get away from the partnership with those guys. He might have wanted to get away from his family. He was... Being a con man was part of it.
Right.
For sure. And also these guys just love playing with bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every piece of clothing can be a bomb.
But so his grandson, Henry Laumiller, he told the researcher Eustace Williams that his grandfather was killed at the age of 50 in Boston Harbor when he was experimenting with his newly invented submarine mine. The issues with this statement: those who'd met McClintock in 1879 thought he looked closer to 60. The explosion took place outside Boston Harbor. Well, whatever. He might not have the... Also, everybody looked fucking old. No one witnessed the explosion firsthand, but they did hear it. No body was recovered. There was no inquest. And the Daily Globe reported that Holgate's involvement had been greater than he was willing to admit, that the torpedo was electric, and that he had somehow set it off remotely, perhaps killing McClintock. And the hunter shooting out at Ocean Spray had seen the rowboat still afloat after the explosion, but he said he thought that the men could not have been blown to pieces. Holgate, after that, went to New York and then Philadelphia. He wired McClintock's family to tell them he's dead. Wingard just vanishes, right? Goes back to fucking writing with two hands. Boston PD doesn't give a fuck. And so then, it's basically a year later that this guy pops up in the British consulate. And so one thing they're thinking is that the consul was in Philadelphia, and that was where Holgate ended it up. So they think it might have been Holgate posing as McClintock, because once they ran a check on this guy, they would be like, oh, he is a successful inventor.
Right.
And capable at bomb making, which McClintock was.
Right. But
so we better put him on the payroll. So it seems likely that Holgate actually was the second McClintock.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holgate is McClintock.
Yeah. And also, he said
took all of his shit.
Yeah, so he might as well be.
And also, he was the one that said that told people what McClintock had was 35 pounds in the skiff of the torpedo, and he also said that one of his bombs he was making for the IRA was 35 pounds, and they thought that was kind of coincidental, because also it's too much.
Yeah.
Fuck you doing?
Like anybody who makes bombs knows it's way too much.
Yeah.
And that their boat would have to be fucking way far away.
Yeah.
To not. So the theory is that maybe there's a smaller bomb and he set it off remotely to kill.
No, just that he had a control to what McClintock was taking out there.
Right, and he set it off and killed him.
That he or did it accidentally or something like. But the whole thing is like it's a bunch of morons fucking around with bombs.
Right.
Like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And but yeah, all of these guys were such fucking maniacs, And the thing is that's so weird is that the Hunley, the ship, it gets swept up in all of that Civil War hoopla shit where everybody's just like, there's not a McClintock Wikipedia. But the fucking CSS Hunley,
right?
Even though it was never actually a CSS, it was never officially conscripted into the Confederate military. Mm-hmm. That fucking page is huge. Mm-hmm. And there's no page on Wingard, there's no page on these other guys. Really? But when they dredge up the fucking Hunley, 10,000 people show up in era-appropriate clothing.
Well, they all,
6,000 reenactors show up.
It's all been handed down.
And 4,000 civilians in appropriate. So, like, they're not reenactors, but they still wore the shit.
Oh, my God.
Totally insane. And they had they put out the, what do they call it? The stainless flag or whatever, the second Confederate flag. They buried it with all that shit. There was people from all the branches of the military there. Like, fucking insanity. Just, what? So now you can still go to a museum. You can see it submerged in water. Mm-hmm. And then they have a replica that you can actually get in and crank the Hunley and stuff. In Charleston, yeah. It's fucking crazy.
Jesus Christ.
If only the people that built that submarine to see the Titanic just went in a tank.
Yeah.
Cranked it.
Jumped around.
Yeah, or went into a float tank, put on some VR goggles, and...
Yeah.
Took an edible. You're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right there.
Do you think they had cyanide capsules or anything just in case?
I would hope.
Yeah.
God, I would hope so, yeah. But probably not. It doesn't seem like a real sound operation.
I mean, but...
Well, we'll know by the time this thing comes out.
Yeah.
They're saying, they're freezing,
Oh, deep under the ocean depths? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah. I mean, you ever go to the beach in the East Coast?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's colder over here.
The beach?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Not compared to Maine.
Well, that's in the Northeast. You get the nice Gulf Stream over there.
I know, Florida and such. Yeah, sure.
Sure. But yeah, so that's the story of the Hunley and James McClintock. There was also a James McClintock in the Rough Riders and stuff too. So it is a super popular name.
Yeah.
Seems like there's, I'm sure, some
DMX.
Wild West guys.
DMX.
Can we get a quick update on the sub?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Dub.
While we're here?
They heard banging. You know about that?
Yes, they said they heard banging.
But it could be fucking anything,
Orcas.
Yeah.
Dude, the orcas are fucking hitting ships all day now.
Yeah, they're fucking them up.
Good.
Just still searching. They have a it's 21 feet. That's how big the fucking... I mean, you might as well make it fucking huge, as big as you can, so in case there's an issue, maybe it's easier to find.
Can you make it
no word yet.
Neon pink or something too?
But John, I remember it must have been this morning I saw that's the story, and so I might as well do this now. There's a Wikipedia page of inventors killed by their own invention. And these are some classics, of course. Mm-hmm. Rocketry. Max Valier invented a liquid fuel rocket engine as a member of the 1920 German Rocket Society.
Parsons.
And
that wasn't necessarily a rocket. I think he was experimenting in his own garage, probably having sex with his mom and dog.
Yeah. And filming it. Max Valier, 1930, May 17th, alcohol fuel engine exploded on his on his test bench, killing him instantly. Mike Hughes, 2020, was killed when the parachute failed to deploy during a crash landing while piloting his homemade steam-powered rocket.
Oh, God.
He rode the rocket.
What about that guy that put a bunch of balloons on his lawn chair?
That guy was cool.
Yeah.
Canadian?
Yeah, not much of an invention, though.
They called him the balloonatic.
And didn't he have like a BB gun to like...
to shoot him.
Yeah, so he could slowly go down.
What happened to him?
I believe there was a...
I don't know, but he was...
I think he flew over like LAX.
Yeah, he was dodging.
Yeah. I think he actually... Well, he survived, I think. But there was like a Brazilian priest who did it and then just disappeared and just froze to death in the sky.
Oh, that...
Brazilian priest?
Yeah.
What the fuck was he up to?
Trying to go to heaven.
Oh, good call.
Just, go to the giant Jesus
You
statue.
can't crash it, though.
I'm here early. No, you're not.
Now you are.
Valerian Abakovsky constructed the Aero Wagon, experimental high-speed rail car fitted with an aircraft engine, propeller traction. It derailed at a high speed, killing 6 of the 22, including him.
Oh, do you have the guy that strapped a rocket to his like AMC Javelin muscle car in the desert, and like it worked for a minute, and then like
Woo!
And then it took off.
like he started hitting the brakes. Brakes immediately melted
Gone.
into nothing.
Yeah.
Like he would. I think he went into the side of a mountain and just completely obliterated.
That's fucking
Yeah.
cool, though.
Yeah, it is very cool.
That is cool. I don't see him on the... Maybe he's somewhere on this list.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, you
in
trying to
the-
fuck around with brakes?
on rockets.
Yeah.
Put a rocket on.
I
Yeah.
think it's just like instinct. Ah!
I know, but also, like, it's amazing it didn't just whap. Just flip.
They just melted immediately.
Fuck.
Henry Thule, inventor of the large, high-speed Thule steam locomotive, died during a test run between Chartres and Orleans. Conflicting accounts indicate he was either thrown and hit a telegraph pole or that he simply leaned out too much and hit the telephone.
Hey, look out. Everyone looks so sad.
Because of that. Thomas Midgley Jr., right?
Yeah, of course.
Was that the radium guy?
That was lead gas and refrigerants.
All right. But you also did a guy with the taking radium, Rad 140. He was taking radium supplements.
Yeah, but he didn't die.
Oh, really?
I think so. Wait, no, I don't remember. No, there was a guy who saw his hand accidentally while doing it, like experimenting with X-rays and stuff.
Yeah.
And
But
he
you
thought it was
did
a
have
ghost.
a guy that was selling Radithor,
That does sound familiar.
and I'm pretty sure he didn't do so hot.
Well, the problem was he got too hot. There's Karol Suchik, a Czech professional stuntman who developed a shock-absorbent barrel, and he was the first guy in like 30 years or 40 years or whatever to take a barrel over the Niagara Falls. And then in 1985, he got in the barrel and he fell from the Houston Astrodome. He was supposed to fall into a giant tub of water, and he hit the rim.
Oh,
In front of 20,000 people or
of
something.
course. Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah. And Evel Knievel was like, no, I told him it was dangerous. It's like, no, Evel, you didn't say shit.
You didn't see shit evil.
Ooh, boy, I hope you hit those rose bushes.
Oh, man. Wow.
Alexander Bogdanov, Russian physician, philosopher, science fiction writer, revolutionary of Belarusian ethnicity. This is 1928, experimenting with blood transfusion, attempting to achieve eternal youth. He died after he took the blood of a student suffering from malaria and tuberculosis.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Cowper Phipps Coles, Royal Navy captain who drowned with approximately 480 others. The sinking of the HMS Captain, a turret ship of his own design. So he managed to kill, like a whole city, a small town of people, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, fucking this guy, responsible for 20-something deaths. Like, not a small amount.
No.
At all.
No. I mean, the inventor of the Titanic died on it.
Pretty big.
He was on it? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that. Fuck. Maybe I did. I used to read everything about the Titanic, but I don't need to go see it.
No. No.
Titanic is cool.
Yeah.
But going
some of
to-
those people from Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of them
That's
got,
right.
a lot of them got
You're right.
eaten by their own creation.
Yeah. It was weird.
This is a goofy one. William Bullock invented the web rotary printing press. A few years later, in 1867, after the invention, he was installing a new machine in Philadelphia where his foot was crushed in the installation and then developed gangrene, and he died during the amputation. It's a printing press.
Yeah.
Hot news.
No. Fucking leg.
Oh, maybe there's Andrei Zelenikaviv. Nailed it. Soviet scientist developing chemical weapons in 1987. When a hood malfunction exposed him to traces of the nerve agent Novichok 5, and then he spent weeks in a coma, months unable to walk, then years suffering from failing health before he died from it.
Novichok still in use today.
Marie Curie, of course.
She didn't invent it, but she
Right.
discovered it. Can't fault her
Right.
for that.
Sabin Arnold von Sahaki, first radium luminescent paint.
Yeah.
And of course he...
Killed all those poor women. The radium girls.
Yeah.
There's Henry Smolinski, that might be the one.
That guy that did the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids stuff?
Yeah. Killed during a test flight of the AV Mizar, flying car based on the Ford Pinto.
Oh, good model.
Oh, the Pinto, yeah. Smart.
So he just started the car and then he died.
There was a strong gust of wind in the rear.
Yeah, so it's basically like it's a plane, wings and propellers attached to a Ford Pinto. That was the idea. That was the design.
Jesus Christ. Pinto was what, like the affordable kind of one, but it was a total piece of shit?
Yeah, because it was affordable. If they make stuff that's affordable, it's a piece of shit.
Oh, the Menendez parents, they got killed by their own invention.
That's true. That's true. And the Segway guy.
No, he didn't invent it. He was just he was a CEO.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dean Kamen, I think, is still alive.
Yeah.
Oh. He probably hides from it.
Yeah.
I ride limes, man.
There's a lot of guys inventing parachutes and planes who died.
Yeah, during that Bronze Age of aviation.
Yeah. The earliest known one is Ishmael ibn Hamad al-Jawari. He died in 1010, attempting to use 2 wooden wings and a rope. He leapt from the roof of a mosque and fell to his death.
That's fucking cool, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm Batman. Tell your friends about me.
Francis Edley Stanley, killed during driving a Stanley steamer automobile, drove his car into a woodpile while attempting to avoid wagons traveling on the road.
Oh.
It's one of those...
generational...
No, it's one of those, like, it's one of those moral quandaries. You know,
the
like,
Twain.
No, it's where you like, you see a train barreling towards
A Twain?
a kid on the track.
Who do you save?
Who
Yeah.
do you say? Do you pull the thing
Right.
and the train goes off the rails and you save the one kid, or do you let the kid die?
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
You fucking start steaming, dude.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Two more. Sylvester H. Roper, inventor of the steam-powered bicycle, died of a heart attack or the crash after a heart attack. They're not sure.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe the greatest one, the one with the most meaning, perhaps, is Louis Jimenez, killed while creating the Blue Mustang, a blue horse statue located on the grounds of Denver International Airport when a section of it fell on him and severed an artery in his leg.
Jesus,
God.
yeah.
That Denver airport's weird, huh?
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Well,
Yeah.
the statue's up, and it has big-ass balls and dick, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's a Mustang.
I flew in there on the way home.
A
This
Mustang.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the
The murals.
no. Well, I saw some like the sculptures inside. I didn't see the murals. I think that might be more like when you're leaving, like getting baggage and stuff. But I remember seeing some of the buildings that I was going like, is that your fucking city? Like, is that the skyline of your city? And it's just like other parts of the airport, but it's weird.
Yeah.
There's like weird like you know, like Tetris towers. You know what I mean? Like fucking like there's just weird shit. It's a very, very bizarre place. But I don't think it's maybe it's sketchy. Who knows? Could be nukes under there.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, if they go off, all the buildings just fall right back into place.
The thing I just want to say as a wrap up with this McClintock thing, after this tangent filled episode,
it has it.
Is there's a thing about like it makes me think like how much of the Confederacy was like just DIY guys like this that are like, you know, promised like money and then get none and then like they get no loyalty. Like it seems like the whole model of the Confederacy is based on like fucking every man for himself. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, it was.
We don't pay people.
Yeah. What happened when they sacked the Capitol? Everybody in charge just ran away. None of them like stood and was like, "We believe in it still."
Yeah, because this guy seems to be a guy that was going like basically from Ohio. You know, grew up on the river. A lot of time, you know, but also like he just heard 50 grand. 50 grand sink a ship.
50 grand.
And he's like, I don't fucking, you know, and he grew up with a bunch of gunslingers and gamblers on this, so he's like, I don't fucking care about. I mean, he was probably fucking killing people when he was on board ship.
Yeah, probably. You know,
doesn't fucking give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
It's like, and then going on to just be involved with like other like crazy scam artists, even though he has actual moves.
Right.
The other guys are like, they fuck around with shit.
Well, I think after all of your ships sink, you'd run out of good contacts. You know?
Yeah, but it is burgeoning technology. And don't forget, the Union, like I said, for 3/4 of the nation's wealth, population, this was, even though it was a suicide mission, this was still the only successful submarine attack in the war. And, like, that was why he kind of couldn't keep his head down. Like, after the war. He was going, like, because at first he was going, like, I'll probably be tried as a traitor, well, you know, and then he's just going, like, man, I invented the fucking... Come on, like, and so then he tries taking it to Canada, and he's like, all right, fucking, you know, let's do some other shit. But then he just gets into straight, like, ridiculous shit with these two other idiots.
Yeah, it's tales all the time. You hang out with bomb makers, you might get blown up.
The guy making the hat bombs and all that shit is just so daffy, and
That's great. I love that.
It's Acme.
Yeah.
And the two of them just getting back to the hotel and stealing his shit and bailing is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Great idea.
Let's go. He's dead. Let's go.
Let's get out of here. And then also
put on this hat.
Nobody and like
Looks good on you.
and like nobody caring, because like also like that post-war time was kind of like
You mean like Reconstruction?
yeah, but like in the north, like they were in Boston and stuff, and like business was going well. There was like an industrial thing going on, and people were getting rich, and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna get on that. But it seems like nobody fucking cared, just because they were like, as long as they're not starting a war, like
Yeah. Oh, they're blowing themselves up? Cool. All right.
blowing themselves up in the water, fine, okay, whatever. Wasn't he Confederate? Okay, yeah, we don't care. He's dead? All right,
Whatever.
fine, yeah.
We got bigger fish to fry across the ocean.
But fucking over the crown...
20, 30 years?
It seems like it's Holgate fucking over the crown and the Irish at the same time, to the tune of, like, what would be, like... maybe, like...
upper middle class salary?
Yeah, like 50, 60 grand in, like, half a year. Not bad. Pretty fun.
You got to pay me a little more than that to be a double agent and traitor and treasonous.
Yeah.
You got to pay me more.
But he probably knew his bombs weren't going to work, so he's probably like, I'll take whatever money I can now.
But knowing to milk it long enough that they'll...
Still.
Yeah, like they'll still think it's maybe a thing.
Yeah.
And then just like selling them the fear of like something so small and ingenious that it's so terrifying and
could hide in
go anywhere. Yeah, it's like it's selling
the allure. Well, they got a good deal. It's one of those like small investments that may pay off down the road that it's too good of a deal to not pass up.
Yeah.
Or too good of a deal to pass up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
These fucking assholes.
Ugh.
Really, really, really funny. But yeah, I just I was subs in the news and subs were on my mind, and I was going like, let's see about this McClintock guy.
Yeah, it was really good. Never heard of him.
No.
I had heard about that,
The Hunley and all that.
but just like a page in a history book.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're still fucking studying stuff from it, and causes of death and all that, and
submarines are fucking awesome now.
yeah.
They got a softball size thing of visible material that sub can run forever.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
But the technology being so fucked up, or just in say the amateur hour that we're seeing right now, and also in its nascent stages, like we just covered. You go like, now let's put nukes on it, and you go like, and you go like, no, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're just out there.
Yep.
Yeah, not only do they run on nuclear power,
They carry nuclear weapons.
Well, I guess, in a pinch, you can disassemble one of those rockets and refuel your ship, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
It's fucking the Energizer Bunny. Yeah.
it is hard. I mean, you can't just throw dynamite at a nuke and it's fine.
No, yeah.
It's not going to just explode. There's a bunch of shit that has to go in the right order to do
Yeah,
it.
it turns out shockwaves and water are different.
Yes. Dynamite is destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
It is. Well, fellas.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Yes, thank you, boys. I'm going to say goodnight. I love you. My name is John Fahey.
I love you. I am Aaron Pita.
Mapper so.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Night.